Over the course of 17th through March 28th, tensions soared to new heights in Salem. Long-buried secrets came to light, explosive confrontations erupted, and dangerous weapons found their way into the wrong hands. Above it all loomed the simmering rage of E.J. DiMera, whose life was upended by revelations that threatened the fragile bonds holding his family together. E.J.'s secret is exposed. E.J. DiMera had always been a formidable force in Salem, proud of his family name and fiercely protective of his children. Yet even the most powerful DiMera can be knocked off balance. During these tumultuous days, E.J.'s son Johnny learned a devastating truth. Many years ago, E.J. forced his son's mother, Sammy Brady, to have sex with him on the night Johnny was conceived. Upon learning that Johnny now knew every ugly detail, E.J. spiraled into fury. He felt betrayed by those who had revealed the terrible secret, and the weight of his long-buried guilt and shame compounded his anger. Instead of facing his remorse directly, E.J. contemplated how to punish those he believed were responsible for exposing the truth. Father and son collide. Johnny's confrontation with E.J. signaled the harsh reality that no DiMera secret can remain hidden forever. Johnny had always admired his father's cleverness and business acumen, yet in one crushing moment, that admiration came crashing down. Anguished and disillusioned, Johnny demanded explanations. E.J.'s attempts to deny or downplay the past only fanned the flames of Johnny's resentment. From E.J.'s perspective, everything he had worked so hard to keep in the shadows was suddenly in the hands of a son whose moral compass was no longer malleable. Desperate to shift blame, E.J. considered striking back at Kate for disclosing sensitive information. But even as he seethed over the betrayal, more chaos descended from another corner of his life. The threat of Rachel Blake. As E.J. raged over his shattered relationship with Johnny, he faced another crisis involving a volatile figure known in Salem as the Woman in White, Rachel Blake. Already unhinged, Rachel escalated matters when she attacked Ava Vitale with a knife. Ava was left stunned and fearful, unsure how to proceed or how to protect herself. Ava's predicament was especially unnerving to E.J. because of all the secrets swirling around them. Ava knew hidden details about kidnappings and other crimes that could implicate E.J. if she talked too freely. Suddenly, E.J. realized he had two enormous problems: the heartbreak of betraying his own son and the danger posed by Rachel, who seemed willing to cross any boundary. Determined to maintain control, E.J. set out to persuade Rachel to stand down. His fury over the secret's exposure to Johnny was fueling his desperation, creating the perfect storm for an explosive confrontation. Guns on the loose in Salem. Knowledge is not the only dangerous weapon. Actual firearms can land in the most unpredictable hands. The tension surrounding E.J. was compounded by the fact that two guns were circulating at once. Friends, enemies, and bystanders alike were left speculating which bullet would be fired first and at whom. Gun number 1. Passed to Ava. After an uneasy conversation at the bistro, Ava unexpectedly found herself holding a weapon handed over by Melinda, a lawyer with questionable loyalties. Ava initially resisted, knowing full well that guns in Salem have a way of firing at the worst possible time. Nonetheless, the gun was thrust upon her for protection, though the exact threats or potential victims remained ominously unclear. Gun number 2. In Kristen's hands. Kristen, notoriously cunning and bold, visited her mother in the Armid loft. During the meeting, she located a special memento and instructed Rachel Blake to hand it over. This memento turned out to be another firearm, intended to be used in self-defense against Ava. Yet rumors quickly swirled that the real target could become E.J. himself. If there is one certainty in Salem, it is that plans easily go awry once a gun is introduced, leaving everyone on edge. Could E.J. face a deadly end? E.J.'s name surfaced repeatedly among Salem residents. People who had once dismissed his steely demeanor now worried that the DiMera patriarch could be a prime candidate for a bullet. His betrayal of Sammy, his feud with Roman, and his fury over Kate's disclosure all painted a target on his back. Throw in his involvement with dangerous characters like Rachel Blake, and it was no wonder that many in town feared E.J. might soon meet a tragic fate. Speculation was rampant about who might ultimately pull the trigger. Ava now had a gun, an uneasy conscience, and knowledge of E.J.'s darkest secrets. Kristen's plan to eliminate threats to her own schemes also loomed over the story. Meanwhile, the tension between father and son was at an all-time high. Everyone had a reason, however twisted, to turn on E.J. Salem's residents whispered that it was only a matter of time before someone took aim. Other shocks in Salem. While EJ's saga dominated conversations, other startling developments also shaped the drama. Shane Donovan's bad news. Shane Donovan arrived with unsettling updates for his daughter, Teresa Donovan. Rumors quickly spread that this news might involve the status of Teresa's mother or perhaps a shocking revelation about John Black's uncertain circumstances. In a town defined by secrets, Teresa had every reason to brace for the worst. Rafe Hernandez and Jada Hunter. Meanwhile, Rafe and Jada attempted to chart a new future together. Their relationship seemed promising even as they navigated lingering complications from their pasts. One major question hovered over them: would Jada admit to sleeping with Sean Brady? Or would she keep the detail hidden to preserve the fragile peace she and Rafe had worked so hard to build? A community braced for turmoil. Salem has weathered countless upheavals over the decades, yet the last 2 weeks proved that the tradition of unexpected twists, heated rivalries, and deeply personal betrayals was alive and well. Seniors who have followed these characters for years recognize the cyclical nature of scandal in Salem. Secrets break open, alliances form and shatter, and passions run high. However, even the most seasoned viewers were left stunned by just how quickly tensions escalated this time around. Between Johnny's heartbreak, EJ's fury, the presence of 2 loaded guns, and the unstoppable chaos stirred by Rachel Blake, every conversation in Salem was laced with anxiety. Whispers of potential tragedy echoed through the halls of the hospital, the cozy ambience of the pub, and even the once peaceful corners of Armid. Friends anxiously warned each other to stay safe. Families locked their doors, uncertain of who might come knocking. The uncertain path forward. As these explosive weeks wrapped up, many questions remained unanswered. Would EJ manage to contain the damage done by his shameful past? Could Johnny ever forgive his father for the trauma caused not only to his mother but also to him? Would Rachel's rampage be stopped before she inflicted irreversible harm? And with 2 guns floating around Salem, would someone pull the trigger in a moment of recklessness, forever altering the DiMera family's destiny? Viewers are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who takes aim at EJ and whether anyone will come to his defense. There is a chance that remorse, redemption, and reconciliation could still triumph. But in Salem, if there's anything more powerful than a loaded weapon, it's a grudge. In the end, the DiMeras and everyone in their orbit must face the consequences of their secrets. For EJ, the harsh truth is out in the open at last, leaving him more isolated than ever. Will he rise from the ashes to reclaim his power, or has Salem finally found the crack in his armor that will be his undoing? Fans can only watch, wait, and wonder where the next twist will lead in this long-running saga.